Yo, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Got a fresh cut for today. Feeling pretty good. I think I'm gonna start this vlog off with shipping out some merch because I got some orders over the weekend. So thank you guys for placing your orders. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna ship that out super soon. I also have some stuff going on with the 240, so I'll go ahead and update you guys on that.
There's no route to party. For my we gonna get so irie again. Oh yes, my friend. Well, there's no route to party. For naughty dread. We gonna get so irie.
Alright guys, got all the orders all packaged up and ready to be shipped out. It's time to work on the 240. So I pretty much got the fuel pump cover off and found some RTV in there because I used RTV in this section because I didn't have the O-ring gasket, but I have it now, and I sucked out all the RTV out of the fuel tank. Thanks to Matt Field. He used to use RTV on his fuel pump as well when he didn't have an O-ring gasket, and he ended up blowing his SR. So I'm super fortunate I ran into him. Super awesome guy. Drift Cave is super legit, and thank you, Matt Field, if you're watching this. You saved my SR for sure because I definitely had RTV in there. And then over on this side, thanks to Matt Field as well, I did have basically an opening to the atmosphere, opening to the bottom of the car over here. There was a hole here, so I was getting a lot of fuel fumes and exhaust fumes coming up into the car through here when my front windows were down. So patched that up, and yeah, now I'm just waiting for a new fuel pump strainer because the one I currently have is clogged with RTV. Thanks to my boy Luke. He came by one day and just dropped this off for me. It's a power steering reservoir with, I guess, steel braided lines. So this piece will resolve any power steering leak that you have, which I happen to have. So shout out to Luke. I really appreciate it. He just dropped it off. He didn't really expect anything in return, and I just gave him some merch to kind of show my gratitude. I'm gonna be installing this and showing you guys how to do it. The hood is off so that I'm able to see, because with the hood on, no light is able to touch the engine. Next up is to jack up the car and get it on all 4 jack stands, and then next I'll probably need to remove this hot pipe here with the blow-off valve and take off the intake so that I have enough room to reach the power steering pump, I guess is what it's called, and jack up the car so I can get to the steering rack.
And I got all the drugs in the world that you need. We get high to pass time, but bitch, I ain't no fiend. I got money on my mind, I be stacking my green. Shawty sexy like my style, I be dripping with ease. Please don't send me naked pictures.
Usually with most turboed SRs that have intercoolers, the hot pipe is only held on by 2 hose clamps, and just gotta disconnect the vacuum line off the blow-up valve, and you're good. And now all I have to do is take off this intake, because the intake is also kind of, you know, in the way of me working. So for me, I made a clamp, so I gotta just take off this clamp, take off the hose clamp in here that I believe is connected to the turbo, and obviously the map sensor, and I think that's it. So as you can see, there's plenty of room now to access the power steering thing. I don't really know exactly what it's called, but it's a power steering thing. And here's the reservoir. Here's one of the lines that I'll be replacing, as well as this one and this whole entire reservoir right here. And this line right here will probably connect directly to the steering rack, is what it appears to be. And that's it. Makes sense. 3 lines and a reservoir, just like what I have over here. 3 lines and a reservoir. So the next thing left to do would be to drain the power steering fluid and then take everything off. Alright guys, quick update. I have the reservoir disconnected completely. I ended up removing that from the power steering pump right here and disconnecting it from the, hold on, and disconnecting it from this hard line right here. Apparently you can remove this whole entire hard line because it's going to connect over to the actual, I guess, cylinder. Alright guys, so here is a better angle. I am on the passenger side right now, and you'll see this kind of looped hard line right here. This is what connects the steering rack to the reservoir. They loop it all the way from the driver's side all the way to the passenger side, and I think this is for cooling purposes. But you have a 10 mil right there, and then on the driver's side around the same area you're gonna have another 10 mil, and you're gonna want to remove those bolts, and then this whole thing should come right off. So aside from the passenger side 10 mil, you're gonna have a 10 mil here on the driver's side as well, which this piece right here, this nipple, as you can see, connects to the reservoir, which I already disconnected. So this 10 mil, the passenger side 10 mil, and then I'll get a better angle for you in a sec, but those two connections connected to the steering rack, you're also going to want to remove those. Alright guys, so here's a better angle for you guys. Here is the steering rack, and these two lines you're going to want to disconnect. So one is a 17, and I believe this one over here is a 14. And once you get these two out, you should be able to pull off that whole entire hard line in front. Alright guys, quick update. I finally got the hard lines for the power steering fluid completely off. It was definitely a bitch to do, but this is what it looks like. There are a few hidden bolts that hold that sucker in place, so I want to show you guys where they are, so if you guys do end up doing this mod, you won't get stuck like I did. So you'll never see this. But besides those two 10 mil bolts that hold the hard lines in place that I mentioned earlier, you're also gonna have one that connects to this hole right here by the engine mounts. Down there, there's a little hole that I'm shining the light on. There's a 10 mil bolt that holds the hard lines there. That one you will never see. It took me a minute to discover it, but when I did, I was so relieved because I had no idea how I was going to remove the hard lines because it's stuck there. And then besides that, you're going to take off this bolt that connects to the power steering pump right here. It's a little bigger than a 7/8. I just used like a monkey wrench and an extension to pull it off, so that was okay. And then yeah, you should be able to pull that thing out. It kind of sucks, but once you get it out, it's out. Alright guys, my girlfriend is taking her MCATs tomorrow, so I'm going to take her on a nice dinner right now. I'm going to continue this install tomorrow. I'll be right back. Yo, welcome back guys. It is a new day, and it's time to continue with the power steering reservoir install. Got everything out, and here is the new reservoir with the new lines. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys where each of these lines connect to, but first I'm going to go ahead and install the reservoir itself. The same 3 bolts used to hold the old reservoir in place is going to be used for the new one as well. So make sure you don't misplace them, and put them in a spot that you remember, and reuse them for this one. Alright guys, so once you get the reservoir locked in place, the next part that I'm going to do is connect this nipple piece onto here. Alright guys, so check this out. This metal piece right here that comes attached to the hose line here, you can actually go ahead and pull that off, because you're going to have a hard time getting the ribbed part of this nipple right here into this hole. So it'll definitely help removing it, so that you can go ahead and take a hammer and hammer this nipple into this fitting right here. Once you get that in, you should be a-okay to slide this the hose back in place. Check this out. It took me a minute to install, but I finally got this piece on this fitting. I did everything I could. I wasn't able to seat it all the way in to make it look super snug and nice, but we did the pull test and it looks like it's good. Just tighten the shit out of it and you should be okay. Now I'm just gonna connect this piece to the power steering pump and then connect this end to the reservoir. Alright guys, got it all connected. This one just bolts into the power steering pump right there.
Shut up, pussy.
And then on the reservoir right here. The next one I'd recommend doing is this silver return line, which will connect into the return on the master cylinder down there. Fucking Randy.
I'll take this for my car too. Fuck you.
You don't even need a blow up. You don't even want to blow up,
you can have
Alpha.
that one.
Oh, fuck you, bitch.
Oh, this is lit. Just fucking sabotage everything. Hey, I dare you.
This fool. What, that's not even.
This fool.
This fool.
Why is it on here?
What you got? What is this? This isn't even sandpaper, bro.
Oh, is that the power steering stuff?
Yeah, that's all the hard lines for the power steering.
That's normal though.
I don't need any of it anymore.
Oh, you don't need them anymore?
None of it, yeah.
Sad. You should keep them.
Yeah, it's a nest. It was,
that's probably why your car smells like shit.
Yeah,
There's hella
you
shit
could
on it.
definitely see all the leaking.
Nah, it's probably
bullshit.
just you. You probably need to clean your ass a little bit. Stop,
Says
bitch.
the one always showing his ass on social media.
I got a clean ass.
Penny dropper. This is the real penny dropper right here.
Penny dropper.
Anyways, as I was saying, this silver return line, I would recommend connecting next because it's gonna be harder to reach. It's the hardest one to reach. So if you decided to connect say for example this one next, you'll have a hard time getting the silver one in. So silver one next, and then this guy right here. Alright guys, I got everything connected. Check it out. So this shorter black line is connected to here with the nipple and the I guess what is it? What are those called? Alright guys, check it out. Everything is hooked up. I have this line right here connected to the power steering pump right here. I have this silver line, which I think is called the high pressure line, connected down by the, I want to say it's a master cylinder or a steering rack cylinder. That's connected on the left hole. And then we have this black line right here, which is the longer one, connected down to the cylinder, steering rack cylinder, on the right hole. So that's pretty much it. I feel like removing the OEM hard lines for the steering rack is going to be the most difficult part of this job. Installing the ISR one is super easy. But yeah, should be pretty straightforward. Now the only thing left to do for the 240 to get it back on the road is to wait for my fuel pump strainer. That should be coming in the mail today. Let me go ahead and check, see if the package came in. I really hope it comes in today. It's supposed to. Ooh, it might be it right here. Nope. Psych. So it's not in yet. It should come in later today in the mail. So I'm gonna keep an eye out for that so we can start on that, and I'll show you guys how to swap out the fuel pump strainer if you happen to run into a similar problem that I have run into. Oh god, that's pretty gross.
What is that?
I don't know, it looks like shit.
What is that?
I think it's a power steering fluid mixed with dirt, but it looks like fucking dog shit. I dare you to lick it. Fuck you. Since everything is back in, the only thing left to do now is to put the hot pipe and the blow-off valve back in and the intake, and then fill this thing up with power steering fluid. Alright YouTube, I'm gonna need your guys' opinion on this. So I've been kind of scrubbing it for the past minute with my fingers, and it looks like there's straight up dirt in there, and my hot pipe is just completely covered in it. Is that like carb, like built up carb or whatever?
Yeah.
So they use carb cleaner to clean this shit? Or is it that straight up like dirt? Because it looks like fucking dirt, dude. Look, all that shit on the ground came from my hot pipe. So I'm gonna try and clean it with this. I want to say it's carb buildup, but it looks like fucking dirt. Oh yeah, this is kind of cleaning it. Sick. All right, guys, so if your hot pipe, if you ever take it off and there's a bunch of black shit in there like there was with mine, I used carb cleaner or intake cleaner, and that kind of cleaned a lot of it out. It'll just kind of break it down and then you just kind of let it pour out. So I definitely recommend doing that. If you're ever taking off your hot pipe for any reason, just take a look inside, and if it's just black as fuck or just really dark in there, then you might want to clean it. All right, guys, so everything is done. I got the power steering reservoir in. It looks pretty freaking clean, to be honest. I'll get it and show you guys right now how it looks. It just kind of gives my engine bay that little extra touch. No more like excess, unnecessary hard lines going in weird places, you know what I'm saying? We just got boom, boom, and boom. You can't really see it, but yeah, man, it's all done. Everything's back. Everything's reinstalled. So my fuel pump strainer just came in the mail, and it looks like they sent me the wrong one. Yeah, this is not gonna work.
Is that a prank?
Yeah, this is a fuel pump strainer, but not the right one for my car. So I just got off the phone with O'Reilly's. They happen to have one in stock. I'm gonna go pick that up right now and finish up this fuel pump issue I have so that I can get the car back on the ground. All right, guys, so I managed to find one at O'Reilly's, and this isn't the exact shape of the strainer of the current one that I have right now. So this nozzle right here is actually very, very similar to the one I currently have on the fuel pump right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if it'll fit. All right, guys, so here's the old one. I'm pretty sure you guys can see some of the red in there. It's kind of glowing pink from what I see through the camera lens. But the new one does fit, fortunately. Take a look. It fits right on. I was able to just pull the crush washer out and reuse it. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm trying to focus in right now. Yeah, right there. But yeah, time to put it back in. All right, guys, that's gonna end it for today's vlog. Thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit up Lucrative Co. and cop some merch. I'm gonna have the link right over there. I'll catch you guys in the next vlog. You already know, bro. Lucrative Co.
Be sure to check out my channel too, Legacy Productions. You guys probably know me as ArlenS13. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Later.
Picky, stiffy, bet she get some licky, little bitty, bustin' like a titty, she a skeezer, really don't need her, bustin' I leave her, she a little